Today we're gonna try to figure out how elite the legendary Republic Commandos were. If you don't know who Republic Commandos are, they're basically the High Council of the Clone Army. They're the most elite, the most well-trained soldiers in the whole Grand Army of the Republic. So let's see if they can go one-on-one with the legendary Jango Fett himself. Okay, so you know that the Jedi are kinda OP, right? You also know that most of them were killed during the Order 66. The high numbers of the Jedi deaths were caused by the combination of mostly three factors. First of all, deflecting blasters is really hard. No, seriously, we can see Jedi deflecting blaster bolts in films, but it's stated in many sources that it's extremely hard to deflect blaster shots. That's why so many Jedi died in the Battle of Geonosis. Even some pretty well-respected Jedi sometimes can't handle even a few blaster bolts. So next time you see a Jedi massacre droids, remember, he's the boss, lightsabers aren't made for that. Second reason is that clones attacked unexpectedly and the Jedi couldn't sense their betrayal until it was too late. The third and the final reason for why Order 66 was such a success is because Jedi don't want to kill living beings, especially not clones. They've been fighting on their side for a whole Clone Wars. And remember, clones on their own are kinda elite. They're the best army Republic has ever seen. They've been born to fight for the Republic. They're willing to die any second. Okay, but clones weren't perfect. Their training was hard, but it only lasted 10 years, which is of course enough, but it's nothing compared to experience of Jango Fett, for example. After the Clone Wars, clones were also experienced on the battlefield, and then they were even more elite than they originally were. So yeah, clones were awesome soldiers. Now experience is absolutely the most important thing when it comes to power scaling clones. Remember, they were all copies of Jango Fett. They weren't the same as him, but their potential was somewhere near Jango's, if not higher. There are two things that Jango had and clones didn't. A lot of experience and Durasteel alloy armor with better equipment, but Republic Commandos had all of this. Each clone commando was trained to handle a specialized task, varying from commando to commando. Some like Sue specialized in sniping and assassination, others like Fee specialized as medics and received more advanced training than their other brethren in that field. Others like Boss or Niner showed more leadership potential and acted as squad leaders. Some like Scorch and Darman showed a natural skill with demolition ordnance and acted as a demo specs. Others like Fixer or Adin were trained to be able to handle a variety of technology-based tasks, such as slicing computers. Clone commandos were trained in assault, hostage, extraction, demolitions, assassinations, tactics, sabotage, everything basically. Okay, their armor wasn't exactly at Jango's level, but it was pretty good. Clone commandos were equipped with DC-17M interchangeable weapon system, Camas, and Kataran class commando armor. For armament, some instead used DC-15S sidearm blaster, E-Web heavy repeating blasters, accelerated charged particle repeater guns, accelerated charged particle guns, accelerated charged particle array guns or shotguns. For explosives, commandos wielded improvised explosive devices, bore banks, sonic detonators, flashbang grenades, EMP grenades, ribbon chargers, frag generator, frag grenades, ion grenades, and stun grenades. In addition, commandos utilized vibro-daggers, Geonosians force spikes, knuckle plate vibroblades, night ops armor, and TIVs. RC-1138 used DC-17 hand blaster, while some clones used Wester 20 blaster pistols, Camino saber darts, or hydraulic shearing machine. And with their experience, they were easily at Jango's level at the end of the Clone Wars. People seem to think that Jango was just this crazy dude that just killed all the Jedi on his path. Well, yeah, he was a legend. He was the best soldier of his generation. But guess what? So were all clone troopers. That's why they used Jango's genetic material at the first place. Okay, so now we know that clone commandos had a pretty good armor and gear, something that clones lacked, but do we have any actual feats? Well, there are instances when commandos fought Mandalorians. Niner and Fee, two of the clone commandos of Omega Squad, went face to face with a Mandalorian Gas Hokan. They did actually defeat him. Well, they did get help from a Jedi later, but they did hold their ground. Gas Hokan was probably pretty respected Mandalorian. But that was their first mission. Clone Commandos were sent on just the most elite missions. The missions even the Jedi couldn't succeed in. So Republic Commandos were after Mandalorians, the most powerful warriors in the galaxy. Give them Jango's equipment and they're gonna beat the shit out of the Jedi too. There's a lot more to tell about Clone Commandos still, but for the purposes of this video, let's just conclude that Republic Commandos were elite warriors. Their combat experience matched the combat experience of Jango Fett himself. In a fight between Jango and a Clone Commando, Fett would probably still win, just because he has so much better equipment and armor, but Clone Commandos were still highly respected and elite soldiers. So yeah, Clone Commandos were elite warriors. Everybody basically feared them. Almost every mission they got, they executed perfectly. They were after Mandalorians, the best warriors in the galaxy. Some of them even beat Jedi in a fight. I don't mean actual very strong Jedi, but still, some of them actually beat Jedi in a fight. But for more, you can read the books. I mean, not read, gross. Listen to the audiobooks. But yeah, that's it for today. Comment on what you think about Clone Commandos and subscribe, cause this channel is all about Star Wars and I'm trying not to be cringe, but as you might see, I'm not succeeding. If you subscribe, maybe I'm gonna become less cringe. There's just one way you can figure it out. So yeah, see ya.